Hi friends, it's Mrs. Cooley. Today is 1 week away from Halloween. And with Halloween always comes pumpkins. And when we look at pumpkins, we can take a minute and compare them to how God takes us. And He takes us and He makes us filled with His Spirit and His love deep inside of us. Similar to how we take a pumpkin after we go to a pumpkin patch and we make it into a bright, shiny jack-o'-lantern for all those to see that come by our house on Halloween. So like us, God takes a pumpkin out of the pumpkin patch, and usually pumpkins have dirt on them, just like this one does. And we'll take a rag and we'll clean it so it's all nice and clean, just like how God wants to make our hearts and our minds and our spirits all pure and kind and clean. And then we take our knives and we make our opening in the top of the pumpkin. And we open it up and there's all the goo. We have goo inside of us when we judge others, when we're angry, when we don't tell the truth. All of that is goo. And what God wants to do, He wants to dig out all of our goo so that we're all nice and clean inside. Because once we have all the goo cleaned out, we can then get the openings for God's light and His love to come through. So first, we can do our eyes. Our eyes to be able to see the goodness and the love and the gifts and the talents of all those around us, no matter who it is. We can see with our eyes when we have God's Spirit within us. And then our nose. This time of year with the holidays, there is so many amazing things to smell. Homemade cookies and bread. And soon, I know I can't believe it, Thanksgiving with the turkey. All of those goodness that we get to smell. God gave us His nose. The most important thing that God gave us, that we also give our jack-o'-lanterns, is our mouth. Our mouth can do so many things. It can bring joy and happiness and love and sincerity to people we meet, or it can bring hurt and criticism and unkind words. And so to have God's Spirit in our heart, our mouths can definitely reflect that. So once God has formed us and taken all the pieces of us, He puts His Spirit, which we can represent with this candle, inside of us. Just like we put the candles inside of the pumpkins for the light to shine out at the nighttime during these darker days. So God's Spirit, when it lives inside our hearts, it can shine out of our eyes for us to see people for who God made them to be. Our noses to understand all the amazing senses and smells that we get to experience. And our mouth with what we say and how we build people up. So as you go about this Halloween week and you see a jack-o'-lantern and you see the light shining out, know that that's just like God's light shining out of you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.